The Human Perspective. Chapter 6. Final Thoughts. So, what did we learn? The first and most important lesson I hope to pass on in this book is the following. While we evolve in many ways and have personal and unique experiences, the human condition and its behavior are universal and timeless. I find it to be the most essential and meaningful lesson encompassing all the investigations in this book. This notion of resembles our peers and the universality of our personal struggle hold in it the secret for love, compassion, and humility. For some, such a thought can be depressing as it belittles the novelty of their experience. Our subjective experience is of utmost importance to us, and the path we each walk is indeed a discovery and search for oneself. The idea that on an objective historical scale there is nothing new in our development should not be a reason for the despair of nihilism, but a positive and comforting idea. Eventually, I realized that each one in his life is unique, but not special. By seeing the world in this way, one can merge his subjective path with the cyclicity of human existence. Reading our old texts exists first and foremost to guide us. It shows us how that can be taken, written by people who reached their end. It allows us to evolve in a better way. Alternatively, it allows us to see beyond our limitations. The recent notion of negations dismisses the need of our current generation to learn and know the greatest philosopher of our past and the importance of books like the Bible. Take away from us the capacity to feel part of something bigger and learn from mistakes taken numerous times before the current day. The advance and domination of monotheism and the belief in historicism have led our current mainstream philosophy to assume a certain level of superiority to our current existence. Many, if not all, the youth in our current generation believe to a certain degree that the current version of humans has developed and surpassed the existence and mentality we came from. This approach is relevant and correct when approaching the field of medicine, technology, and some other specific field. However, it is greatly unfounded when observing the essence of humans, sociology, and politics. The human condition, the things that move him, and his aspiration seem not to have changed for as far as antiquity. Ancient texts are proof of this, though. Questions regarding how to live a life, how to raise a family, how to control our emotions, and what our role is in the objective reality, which is the cosmos, are eternal. The Bible and all ancient texts show us just that. In his book, Republic, Plato's conversations about the human condition are as relevant today as they were 2,500 years ago. Moreover, the struggles described in the later pages of the Bible, dating long before Socrates, reflect the same issues we all struggle with in the 21st century. A humble capacity is the only thing required from any person willing to learn from it. The existence and the purpose of God can be divided into two. The need for humans to handle the uncertainty of the external world and the undeniable existence of the mystic experience we all feel subjectively. Different from other previous gods, the monotheist God seems to concentrate on the latter. The development in science has allowed humans to understand the phenomenon of the external world better, position humans in a new, unprecedented position when approaching nature and its relation to the humans in it. So much as to bring some humans to believe that we are separated from nature above it at a certain level. By doing so, the first function of God has been rendered irrelevant, putting in question the necessity to maintain his presence in the life of many. The detachment from religion and God is a general trend observed all over Western civilization, replaced by many with a religious approach to science and its capacity to answer all the mysteries of the universe. While the statement above may be true, with a strong emphasis on the fact that it may, science alone does not answer or have the capacity to replace the second aspect of God, that is, the human need to understand their subjective inner world. This aspect is the foundation for human civilization and the capacity of humans to cooperate. The essence of personal, family, and community values comes from our inner world, and its existence maintains mental structures and trust between all participants in a community. Religion, in many cases, outlines to its believer a code of conduct and a general structure to what is a good life. Science is not and cannot be a replacement for it, as these subjects are out of their field. The disintegration of communities and family structures is living proof of this idea. Without any mental structure to hold the highest social values, an individual's capacity to justify their existence in the first place is doubtful. Furthermore, and even more relevant to this book, is the subject of our inner world. Each person's subjective experience is enough to prove the existence of a power that we all have inside us, guiding us and failing us many times. With the advancement of social science, we developed several names for it. Sigmund Freud pioneered the field, naming it ego, superego, and ID. See the paper The Ego and the ID, reflecting the multiplicity of voices and forces that exist in our own head, showing us how some of these voices are in our control while others are not. The fact that Freud divided our inner world into three is not surprising, as it is a general structure that repeats itself in many religions. This division can be seen over history in different variations, all presenting us with the idea. One that divides our inner world into a self, a mediator, and a powerful unknown. This recognition seems to be universal. It represents a deep and ancient knowledge that speaks of our limited knowledge of ourselves and what really drives us. Our inner world is the most fascinating and meaningful aspect of the human experience, and it is a mystery not solved with human development. Many people today feel detached from the world around them and themselves. The amount of books and influencers that made a career explaining to people how to find who they are and what they should do is endless. We developed an entire section called Wellness for this matter. I believe this development has a lot to do with eliminating God from our lives. Our inner world is the real mystery of human existence and the essence of the human struggle. It is the origin of the human condition. No amount of advancement in medicine or technology will help us understand this issue better. It is within ourselves that we struggle, and there that we should find peace. I believe that God, in his purest form, exists to address this aspect of our life. Science and historicism have replaced many of the old religions. We are giving our current existence a superiority not justified if measured based on human mental well-being. The effect of this new religious movement has detached many from the Bible, philosophy, and history given to us by generations of struggling people. The recent development has robbed many of the tools and wisdom to develop a healthy understanding of their inner world and society. God, in his totality, allows us to learn something about ourselves, our history, and our condition. The approach taken in this book reflects the idea that God's existence represents our inner world. The creation of a humanized God, meaning with a human threat, reflects our wish and pursuit of our own understanding. The idea that God is both almighty while having all our human defects, anger, fear, etc., hints to us about the existence of the inner power and how little we know or control it. I truly believe that looking at it from this perspective can enrich our youth and hopefully give us all forgotten tools to better handle some ancient human issues. If you learned something from my writings, please consider to share and like this video. Thank you for being part of my path toward truth.